Good morning, friends. Today is the last day of 2018. Can you believe it? We are here already. I am in Sentul and I am heading out to Janda Bait this morning, helping out Eddie at the cafe. I am on leave. It's actually technically it's a working day, but I am on leave still. Thought that today is a good time for me to kind of do a little bit of a wrap up of what 2018 has meant to me, what 2018 has been for my family and I, and also maybe to share with you what my hopes and aspirations are for 2019. It's been an eventful year, I think, and I think the reason why the year has passed by just so quickly is because it's been quite you know, a roller coaster ride. So many things have been happening, and we've had ups and downs, and but it's been, I think, a good year. We've reached some milestones here and there, so I will hopefully be able to do a little bit of a wrap up and share with you you know, what 2018 has meant to me, and hopefully I'll be able to sit down a bit later and record that. Hi everyone. I still can't quite believe that we are at the end of 2018. It felt like not too long ago that we were still ushering in the new year, but as it is 2018, I suppose what that really means is that 2018 was a really eventful year for many of us, because everybody I speak to kind of shares the same sentiment that it just flew by and it's been a really roller coaster year. And who can talk about 2018? Well, as a Malaysian, who can talk about 2018 without mentioning May 9th? And I think out of all the things that has happened this year, what happened on May 9th was really kind of like the culmination of so many things, so many forces, so many influences, so many events that happened that led up to you know, what at that point in time felt like a tectonic shift, when we changed the government, we changed the old regime, and you know, with just the stroke of a pen, and I feel kind of happy and proud to have been a part of that, because especially for me, for my family, for those who know me, you would know that, you know, my late grandfather and my late father were both very kind of wired and actively involved in politics, and they have always been they've always been a part of what, you know, we at that point in time would always term opposition politics, because, you know, prior to 2018, if you are not part of the ruling government, you're always in the opposition politics, and if you want something else, you want something different, you're always part of that opposition. And it's become such you know, it's become so normal to view yourself as always a part of the opposition. We have never had a change in government in Malaysia, and in fact, I don't know if this is still true, but at one point I remember, you know, my late father was telling me there is no way in Southeast Asia, or at least in this part of the world, you know, a government will change via democratic means, like via an election, via a ballot box. And it happened here, and that's quite amazing. And I'm quite sad that he's not around to have experienced it, but it was really, I think, a monumental part of our nation's history, and I think it's I'm happy to be, I'm so proud to be a part of it. But at the end of the day, you know, it is just a change in government, and I think a lot of people at the moment kind of feel, sometimes people feel, you know, there are some people who feel a lot of disillusionment. You know, you think that a change of government will mean change of everything that was wrong with our country, and I think for me, I'm a lot more realistic. You change the government, you change the people in charge, guys, that's it. You know, the rest of, you know, everything else is still the same, and a lot of things need to be done, but you know, you're kind of building the blocks of making that change, and everything that was wrong before has to be dismantled first, and that's a challenge in itself. and I don't think it's going to be easy. I mean, I don't regret. I have no regrets, you know, voting the way I did, making the decisions that we did, because I know it's not going to be an immediate change. I know it's not a magic wand that we can just say, hey, we changed the government, everything is going to be fine now. So yeah, like I said, you know, no regrets. We building the blocks, making the change. I think it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be a difficult and challenging road ahead, but you know, that's like everything else that we do in life. And that brings me to, I guess, the second milestone, or the second big thing that I wanted to share about what happened in 2018, or what 2018 has meant for me, is all the I guess the development, the progress that we have made at Pinto Coffee, which is, well, it started out as a cafe, which my husband runs and started in Janda Baik. But it has, it's so much more than that, really, because we also have started a coffee, we've also started production of our own coffee, and we've been serving it at the cafe. And I think that, I guess, is one of the milestones of 2018. My husband started growing the coffee plants on the land, I think, for 4 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago. And we started harvesting last year, and this year we have started to we've processed and produced and served in the cafe. And I think that's one of the key achievements that we have made, and I'm really kind of proud of that fact, because when we kind of bought this land many years ago, we really didn't have any idea where it was gonna head. We were taking a big risk, really, and you know, my husband wanted to plant coffee, Arabica coffee, which is something that was never tried before. And you know, and he was just like, you know, we're gonna do it, we'll try and see how it goes, with no idea whether it was gonna work or whether, you know, it wasn't gonna work. So far, I think it's been a great journey, and like most things, you know, it's not just the results that's important, it's really the journey. And you know, we've learned so much about running a cafe, but also about, you know, running a business. You know, it is not easy. It's been a huge challenge, and it's one of those things that's never ending, because you kind of think, oh, you have a problem, you solve it, and then tomorrow you come up with new challenges and new things that kind of make you stress and, you know, give you a lot of headache. But again, you know, I would like to link this to the whole thing about when we change the government, that's what happens. You know, it's not, you know, you don't solve something and it's an easy fix for everything. It's all about the challenge, and it's all about the journey. And as long as you have the determination and you have an idea of what you want to achieve at the end of the day, you know, you kind of have to take everything step by step. I don't think, you know, when we started all of this, we kind of guessed where we're gonna be at the end of on 31st of December 2018, but here we are. But here's one thing we know, the challenges, they're gonna keep coming, but you're gonna have to face it. You know, we're gonna have to face it one by one, and you know, it's all about, you know, the journey, the desire to want to do something, to contribute something. We want to work the land. I think we want to, you know, we want to do something good on this piece of land that we have, and you know, we want to learn something from nature. And you know, we've also grown our little menagerie of animals that we have here. Our ducks have grown in numbers. We also, well, my husband rescued a little civet cat who was abandoned, and now she has grown from this size to this size. We also had some, you know, sad moments. We lost a cat whom we rescued earlier this year. I think he was with us for a few months, and then he succumbed to injuries that he had, because he was kind of a, you know, aggressive, you know, cat, and he fought with another cat, and we kind of didn't realize how serious the internal injuries was, and we lost him, and you know, that was really, really sad. But Snow, our little white one, is still with us, and she's very resilient. She's had a lot of injuries in her lifetime. Eddie rescued her when she was this tiny as well, and she's flourished, so I think that's also a great thing. And then what else happened in 2018? Travels. We traveled to Bhutan early this year. That was before the election, I think sometime in April. I think it was one of those things that was on our list that we wanted to do. It was a good experience, really, because Bhutan was always kind of like this, you know, magical kingdom far away. We read a lot about it, but I think whatever you read, it really can't quite express, or really can't quite reflect the experience that we had when we were there. You know, some good, some bad, and you know, I think I will share a lot more about Bhutan in a more detailed thing, but I think it's one of those things that, for me at least, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we went there. It was a good experience. Will we go back again? I don't think so, but I think it's something that, you know, if you want, if it's something that, you know, nature and peace and quiet and tranquility is something that you crave, then you must try to visit Bhutan at least once in your lifetime. And yeah, that was a great experience for me. Work-wise, you know, it's not something that I can share a lot because there's a lot of confidentiality and all those kind of things involved, but for me personally, as far as work is concerned, 2018 was a good year. All in all, looking back, it was a good year when you're looking at the results, and you know, I'm happy, and hopefully that 2019 would be a much better year. And I think that's the general hope for everyone here, you know, for us at Pinto, for us, you know, in Malaysia, for us, for me at work, for, you know, us in Jandabai. I think generally you can only hope that things will get better in the future. We have gone through so much, so many difficult challenges, some that really, you know, threatened to keep us down and out and depressed. We had all of that in 2018, but we came out of it, and hopefully we learned something from it, and hopefully we came out of it stronger, and you know, ready to take on whatever 2019 has to offer. Whatever 2019 will bring, will give us. I turned 40 this year. That's another milestone, and I think once you reach that age, you're starting all over again, kind of. You're a lot wiser, you're a lot more experienced, and you're gonna know, you know what, New Year's resolutions are not gonna work, but you know, you can only hope and pray that everything's gonna go well. Plan things. I am a planner, so I always kind of look at the whole year next year and kind of see, you know, what is it that I want to achieve, what is it that we can do. And I hope we'll do a lot more travels. Next year is Eddie and mine, our 10th wedding anniversary, and I think that's another milestone. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to take some time off from all the worries in the world, and do some traveling, and have a good, you know, and find some time to reward ourselves, and you know, health and safety for everyone. fireworks around us, and I'm kind of going around looking for any signs of fireworks in the sky. We're in the middle of a field here. I think we can see sort of like the tops of the fireworks, but not really. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Leila! And Happy New Year, Sano!